You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fab, so you're Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
And you know who you can trust? If you've got some questions about your fantasy squad,
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up, world? This is FishnFrank here with Get Right Fantasy Network, coming back at you here for another week of your NFL Monday night overreaction waiver wire show here. What a crazy week we had here. I'm trying to figure out what these lineups are here at the bottom here, but got rid of that for right now. What a crazy week here. Fortunately, Cowboys just fell to the Arizona Cardinals. An upset there. That wasn't good. But I do want to go over some of these crazy games that we just had this last weekend. Had some notes here for some of them. I mean, we had the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears there. The Bears and the Bengals, high scoring thriller with the wild endings. The Bengals scored 2 touchdowns and converted a 2-point conversion in the final 1 minute, 43 seconds to erase the 14-point deficit and take a 42-41 lead with 54 seconds remaining. And then the rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, threw a 50-yard bomb touchdown there to tight end Colston Loveland. 17 seconds left and the 47-42 win. That was a crazy little turn of events there. The Chicago Bears were able to outlast the Cincinnati Bengals there in the final seconds of the game, final minutes, literally 2 minutes here. In the process, Williams became the first NFL quarterback with at least 275 passing yards, 50 rushing yards, and 20 receiving yards in a single game. So that's crazy. I think he also tied Walter Payton's record with receiving yards and touchdowns in a single game. Jacksonville Jaguars, Vegas, and the Las Vegas Raiders there. First team to go, they went to overtime and both teams scored a touchdown. And unfortunately, the Raiders went for 2. They didn't get the 2, so they lost the game in the crucial stop there, 30-29. They should have just kicked the field goal, man, and just kept it going. We could have got another stop, maybe scored again after that. I just don't see the point of going for the 2 here. The Buffalo Bills did beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the rematch here. Again, everybody, goes to these games because there's quite a bit of shootouts most of the time. The Bills defense had a strong performance there against the Chiefs. They just had Mahomes all flustered up, forcing him to make some key throws in the final moments to secure the victory. So he just missed some key throws there. And then Bills quarterback, the reigning MVP, outplayed Mahomes by throwing 1 touchdown pass and 2 and rushing for 2 others. So that was a really, really good game. So those are some of the highlights from this weekend here. Let me know how you guys, what you guys thought on these games. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, what's up, Warrior Loft? Coming in here early. What's up, man? We just got to cover some of what we got going on here. Basically, just kind of react to Week 9 injury. They go over some week news, some news and injury recap here. We'll get into the Week 10 top waiver wire ads, 65% or less, and obviously do all the live Q&A during the whole show here. Let me show you what we guys got going on here during this week here with these guys here. Tonight's Monday. We got the waiver wire ad overreaction. Tuesdays, we got the extra point with Phil. Wednesday, we've been doing the roster management buy sell trade show, but I think most of the leagues are done trading. Let me know you guys are still doing trades in your leagues. I know mine finish after the NFL. They just follow what the NFL rules are. So if trading's done, it's done. I think Tuesday is the last day here tomorrow for the trades. So many of the teams are locked up after that. So may look to do some other segments there on Wednesday. Friday we got the sit start Q&A. Before the games going on the weekend, and then Sunday we got the active inactives finally with Mike there holding it down. So yeah, let me know if please like and subscribe. Follow us here on YouTube. Those are the content that we have coming at you weekly. We do offer super chats, so if you guys are so inclined to donate to the cause here, and we'll definitely spend some extra time answering your questions here. So let's take now it's time to roll our sleeves up and get to work here for the remaining couple games of the season here, as we headed into, I think we got 5 more games before we start getting into the playoffs and fantasy football playoffs here. So just kind of wanted to do some week 9 overreaction to Caleb Williams now being a consistent fantasy QB1. Let's just throw it out there like that. This reality is he's had a career best 38.7 point game here in the shootout against the Bengals. First multi-touchdown game in over a month. So he continues to struggle with consistency and accuracy. So he has a really good stat line this week, but remains a high end number 2 at this point. He's not ready to be moved into the QB1 stature, but I think he'll probably get there next year. He's definitely maturing. He's definitely getting better. Even throughout the season, they've been struggling, but they're doing a lot better over there in Chicago. Sam Darnold locked in as a weekly starter. I really think that's reality. Darnold's 4 touchdown performance against the Commanders there, really, some people consider it overvalued, but he's been putting in some good numbers consistently. I believe. I think that he's going to be. He has a favorable schedule up ahead. So he's worth at least a streaming option. And if you had somebody go down in your lineup, like Jaden Daniels went down this weekend, which I'll get to in a minute, here's somebody you can pick up off the waiver wire and get fired up and get started here. So basically, your early waiver wire guy here. Overreaction Rico Dowdle here, RB1 in Carolina. He's definitely looking like it. I mean, Dowdle ran for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns while filling in for Chuba Hubbard, right? And he faced a good Green Bay defense. Green Bay's, been a solid defense this year with the addition of Micah Parsons over there. But yeah, hopefully strong performance kind of keeps giving him a bigger role. But it's not guaranteed. He's not a lock for an RB1 moving forward or anything like that, because I think he still splits carries some with Chuba Hubbard. But I mean, he's definitely putting it down when he gets his opportunities there. So if he has, if you know that Chuba's not going to be playing, you definitely want to fire up Dowdle either in your flex spot or RB2 spot just to kind of get the points. So another overreaction, should you sell on Rome Odunze after this goose egg, man? I mean, yeah, just didn't do nothing this week. 0 catch performance, super disappointing. But I mean, there's better days ahead for him, even after the Bears scored 47 points in this game. But it just goes to show you that Caleb Williams just inconsistent there, and throwing it to his best wide receiver there in Rome Odunze. So better days ahead, hopefully here. Another reaction, the Lions defense is broken after their bye week. So, yeah, I mean, they just did not look good. Had a tough game against the Vikings. And then he comes out here, basically not doing anything to bounce back, after facing a favorable matchups coming up. So let's take a look at what they have coming up here. Better days ahead as well for that defense here. Some really notable things here. Jaguars Cam Little set a new record, right? He kicked a 68-yard field goal against the Raiders, breaking the previous record held by Justin Tucker. Came just before the halftime with Jaguars 30-29 overtime victory. So that's pretty awesome. I think the the Cowboys kicker just tried that this today as well, but he went wide left. Although he had plenty of leg, had he been down down the guard, I think he could easily went for a 75-yarder, maybe even further. So yeah, just some notes here that I have here about the same guys here: Caleb Williams, Sam Darnold. Some of the stories here: Josh Allen beating the Mahomes there. Let's see, Joe Flacco's massive day. He threw a career high 470 yards and 4 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough to get the win against the Bears. Lamar Jackson returned after a hamstring injury. He led the Ravens to 28-6 dominant victory over the Dolphins, throwing for 4 touchdown passes. So it was good to see him come back after his hamstrings injury. McCaffrey set a record for he running back broke the NFL record for most career games with a rushing and receiving touchdown. So McCaffrey setting records over there. He had a very good weekend. So yeah, those are some of the reactions and some of the things that we had going on here in Week 9. As we move forward here into Week 10, let's take a look at what we have coming up. Week 10, we got buys here for 4 teams on a bye. The Bengals, Cowboys, Chiefs, and the Titans are all on a bye. So again, another week with four teams on a bye. So there's plenty of guys that you need to be picking up, but it's tough sledding. It's very tough sledding right now. There's a lot of injuries, a lot of guys going down for the season. First of all, quarterback Jaden Daniels, dislocated elbow. He's out indefinitely. I think he's out for the season. But who knows? Definitely he's going to miss quite a bit of time. I mean, he just came back to this game. Different unrelated injury on that one, but it was pretty hard to see and watch. CJ Stroud with a concussion. He missed Week 9, so let's see if he comes back in Week 10. Obviously, he's going to be monitored. Brock Purdy, toe. He's still out for Week 9, and he might be expected to miss another game here. So, Matt Jones could get another start here in Week 11. Kyle Murray, he was inactive tonight. And quite honestly, the team looked a lot better without him. Jacoby Brissett looked like he was handling the ball a lot better than Kyler Murray has. And Marvin Harrison was out there tweeting about his son not getting the ball enough and just looking bad on that offense. He just didn't know how to fix it and what to say. And they just started peppering Marvin Harrison Jr. tonight, showcasing him here in the game. So he was looking really nice. Really happy for him. He's definitely should be a turning around here. I wonder if Kyler loses his job, or is it just overreaction that I'm doing here? But I mean, it was clear as day that offense looks a lot better tonight. Tucker Kraft tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. So that sucks. I actually traded for the Green Bay tight end there. But yeah, it's tough that he's out. Isaiah Pacheco is still out with the knee. Let's see when he comes back. Kareem Hunt had a pretty good game. Ramondre Stevenson out with a toe injury. Let's see if he's going to come back. DeAndre Swift, he was also out. Week 9 with the groin injury there. Let's some other guys here having some really good games there. Aaron Jones, senior, Minnesota, questionable. He's been monitored after Week 9 injury as well. Puka Nacua, he returned Week 9 from an ankle injury, but left with rib issues. So let's see, status is uncertain here at this point. We're going to have to, check a limb out. Garrett Wilson, knee is expected to practice because he's been out for a while. So hopefully he could be on track to return for Week 10. I'd like to have him back. I got him in a couple leagues. Terry McLaurin out with the quadricep. Let's see if anybody else of these guys really matter. I got a lot of guys. Brian Thomas also dealing with an ankle injury. Cole Kmet evaluated for a concussion, that's what led to Colston Leveland being on the field a little bit more, which all worked out great for them. Dalton Schultz, a questionable day-to-day after the knee injury. He had a very good weekend also this weekend, so he's a waiver wire pickup as well. Those are some of the major injuries here that we just kind of mentioned here. Again, I was talking about Puka Nacua here. and his ankle injury, first, and he came back with the rib injury. And hopefully Garrett Wilson comes back here after the week 10 from the knee injury that he had. So yeah, it's time to pay some bills here. Let me get up some stats here. Hey, Joe Kingsley, I'm gonna get to you right now. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me see what you got going on here, brother. Currently I want to pay some bills because we were talking about underdog fantasy. It's the best place to play some daily pick'ems right now. The pick'em contest, you simply pick higher or lower on player stats, like total yards and total touchdowns. And they got a lot of promos going on right now. They had a boost over going on, but really just multiple ones going on right now. But currently, if you use the promo code Get Right, you get play 5, get 100. That's the current new customer bonus here. So if you guys are use the promo code Get Right, get in there with Underdog Fantasy, and you'll be able to get support the channel here. These are the map basically of where it's available. There's only a couple states missing now, so it's pretty much widely available to most everybody. So just no waivers, no trades, no lineups. That's usually what we do with the off season here, when we do our best ball tournaments there. But right now we're just doing the pickup contest. So again, use promo code Get Right, play 50, get 100 right now. I appreciate it, guys. So yeah, with that being said, let's take a look at what you guys got coming in comments here. Joe Kingsley here, 7642. Hello, from Third Shift. Is it wrong for me to get a DeAndre Swift voodoo doll so I can keep rolling Kyle Monangai? No, it's not. He's a type waiver wire ad for this week. He was been talking about him off and on throughout the season. Had a very explosive game this last week. He's definitely a top priority waiver wire ad. I have him in a keeper league, which I'm very happy to say. And hopefully, if the things keep going the way they do, I could be able to keep him going forward. I'm going to pull up the stats that he had this week, and for whatever reason, that little note that I had just did not have my stats here. He ended up going for 26 carries for 176 yards, while also catching 3 for 5 targets of 22 yards, and the Bears win there. So he's definitely maximizing his opportunity while DeAndre Swift is out. And when he has the opportunity, he definitely shines. But I think they'll go back to DeAndre Swift. So I don't know if, the voodoo doll will help. I don't want to wish injury on anybody, but I wouldn't mind it. I would tell you that. I'm not going to hate it. He's definitely the number one waiver I've added this week. I picked up Monangai an hour before kickoff, and he won it for me. Nice. That's a great move right there. That'll get you the wins right there. I'm telling you. I forgot who I didn't do that with last week, and I should have did it with Rico Dowdle. The guy was on fire. I mean, and this is a good option here as well. As soon as Swift is out, you should have just put in Monangai in. The second top waiver wire here is Colston Loveland. Obviously, the breakout performance potential here. Tight end 1, if Cole Kmet stays out with a concussion. He had 6 receptions, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's only 23% owned. So take a look at him. Coming in at number 3 here, we got Parker Washington, wide receiver, Jacksonville, 8 for 90 on 9 targets. Due to the injuries, he was kind of basically forced into the number 1 receiver spot. We got Travis Hunter dealing with the knee injury, Brian Thomas Jr. Leaving week 9 with the ankle injury. So Parker Washington should get more looks. He definitely was able to, fit the bill and to hold down the spot while his other counterparts were injured. Tight end Luke Musgrave. We had Tucker Kraft go out for the season with the ACL. So Musgrave is definitely a top priority waiver wire ad for tight ends this week. He's only 1% owned, so he's definitely widely available. And I've mentioned a couple times quarterback Sam Darnold. I think I liked him from last year. He's doing well this year. And it went 23 of 28, 330 yards and 4 touchdowns this last weekend. Excellent streaming option or replacement. Again, if you had Jaden Daniels go down, that's somebody you could go replace Jaden Daniels with. So again, Kyle Monangai, if DeAndre Swift stays out again next week, definitely a fire him up to get him going here. And then we got some deep stashes for deeper leagues, and if you guys are already ready to handcuff and stash some of these guys like Isaiah Davis and Bashal Tutin, they're handcuff options here for potential guys that are getting injured. They're good. Isaiah Davis has been behind Brees Hall all year long, and he's been getting some production here. Even in this last game, he did pretty well. So same thing for Bashal Tutin. Should his counterpart go down, you fire him right up and get him started as well. Let's see what we got here in the wide receiver zone. Looking at Parker Washington, as mentioned a little bit ago, to the injuries, Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, basically saw a massive 26% up target share in week 9. So he should be in the lineups as the number 1 wide receiver in week 10. Another guy, Alec Pierce with the Indianapolis Colts. It was just quiet, but Pierce was heavily targeted, 13 to 6 catches, 115 yards, and offers a high upside as a deep threat. Doing very well over there in the Indianapolis option. I really like that guy. Just kind of putting in work quietly. Nothing fancy, but it gets it done. Here in the tight end world, as I mentioned, Colston Loveland. We're also looking at Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz had a season-ending. After Tucker Kraft went down, with that season-ending injury, you might want to come look at Dalton Schultz here. He led the Texans with 77 yards and 6 catches in week 9, averaging over 60 receiving yards per game this last 4 outings. So at least you're getting a floor of at least 60 yards, and hopefully he gets you a touchdown there as well. And the Houston's offense is doing pretty good as well. Another guy here that we want to talk about here is in quarterback zone is JJ McCarthy. Good stash option, and has a rushing upside and extremely favorable fantasy football playoff schedule. So another guy you may want to take a look at here. So this is just kind of hodgepodge. I picked them up here. Some of these guys. Let me kind of just narrow down here some of these guys for QB. Sam Darnold, as I mentioned. Aaron Rodgers, still a viable option. He's getting some really good numbers still going over there. What did he finish off this last week? 25 and 35 passes, 203 yards and 1 touchdown. They had the win over the Colts. It was more of a defensive game, but Aaron Rodgers is still putting up some decent numbers here. It's just mentioned the aforementioned JJ McCarthy. He's 26% owned. Another guy we could look at is Michael Penix Jr. at 17% owned. What did he put up there this last game here? 22 of 37, 221 yards and 3 touchdowns. Although be a loss to the Patriots, but he also had 19 rushes on 2 attempts. So he's definitely in the mix there. And the last guy we want to mention is Tua Tagovailoa. Well, not the last guy. He's only 23% owned. Miami Dolphins are doing a little bit better. They're just it's hit or miss to know when they're going to be playing well. 25 of 40 passes, 261 yards with 1 interception, no touchdowns this last week. I'm still liking Joe Flacco. He's only 32.8% rostered. He went 31 to 47, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So if you got Jaden Daniels go down, here's some viable options here in these guys to go pick up and really get them fired up here. As far as in the quarterback room, I think you got plenty of options right now between Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, JJ McCarthy, Joe Flacco. Some of the highlighted options. You can even, if you have to, go down to Marcus Mariota there, who's going to be starting in Washington, since Jaden Daniels went down. But I think some of these other guys are better options for you. And as far as the running back rooms, we'd looking at Tank Bigsby here. Saquon Barkley stays out. Tank did have a decent game. I had picked him up already in a different league. I just want to kind of stash him and have him ready in case Saquon doesn't come back. I really like his opportunities and snap shares that he has over there. Another guy, Kenneth Gainwell there in Pittsburgh. Given the opportunity, the guy's been putting up some very good numbers here. So hopefully he can get the ball rolling. I want to Give me a second. Let me see if I can get his last numbers here for you guys. No, that wasn't a good game outing. There's only one rush for 3 attempts there. Caught 4 or 5 targets at 35 yards. I mean, most of the backfield is by Jalen Warren, but again, he's more of a handcuff. And should Jalen Warren go down, Kenneth Gain will be on option to pick up and hold on to. Let's see if we got some other night. Oh, some Devin Singletary. How could I forget him? He's on the cover here. Tyron Tracy was supposed to be the pickup. I mean, we were thinking that he played 22 snaps over the first 40 plays compared to Singletary's 18, right? Tyron Tracy. Singletary tended to play more of the early downs, while Tracy tended to play more of the passing downs. Singletary also had the goal line work back. Singletary took over the fourth quarter, played 14 of 17 possible snaps, and Tracy appeared to be dealing with an injury late in the third quarter. So you might want to be looking at Devin Singletary as well. Only 4.5% owned, so widely available there. At some leagues, he's up to 12% owned, but yeah, that's really nothing as far as ownership percentage. Tajay Spears continues to be an option, running 7 times for 36 yards and catching 3 passes for 36 yards. Currently outpacing Tony Pollard in PPR points and production. So, just a viable backup guy option here. And I think I mentioned Isaiah Davis earlier there as another handcuff there after Breece Hall there. He did total 65 yards on 7 carries and added 44 receiving yards on 5 catches in week 9. So he's actually just getting you some actually decent production here as a backup even. So some of these guys you definitely want to just handcuff, hold on to, especially if they're, their number one goes down. You got to, easily startable RB1 or RB2 in whichever case they may be here on some of these guys. I think we went over Parker Washington's numbers earlier. Another guy we're still looking at is Troy Franklin. I mentioned Alec Pierce as well. He led the team in targets with 6 catches, 115 yards. Christian Watson over there with Green Bay. He just came back from injury. Then we also got Darius Slayton with the New York Giants. Not the greatest week here for waiver wire pickups as far as I'm concerned. I think I wanted to mention that. I know that we kind of went over some of these items, and I was like, looking at the numbers here, I was like, there's nobody really stands out that great. Nobody that is just must have to dump your waiver wire dollars on. Somebody, obviously, if you have injuries, you gotta go dump. And I mentioned the top guys in Kyle Monangai, Colston Loveland, Parker Washington, Luke Musgrave, and Sam Darnold basically being the top 5. But let me finish off here. Let me get into the tight ends and take a look at those. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any comments, any overreactions here to week 9. I know. Let me know if you guys are still trading. If you guys still have trades going on, I got to consider what's going on this next Wednesday. See if we have a show based on your guys' comments. Really, let me know if we should continue Wednesday nights, especially now that the trading is done. I got to think of some of the content or get some guys on here to discuss some fantasy football subjects. Really, give me 1 second here, guys. So yeah, the highlight of this week for the tight ends is Colston Loveland, 24% owned, 22% owned, and ESPN. Loveland played 46 of the possible 52 snaps from the 4th drive until the end of the game. Having the best game of his career with his first 59 minutes and 30 seconds of week 9, catching 5 passes and 60 yards and a touchdown. Definitely a guy to go after, especially Cole Kmet stays down. Again, Luke Musgrave, literally not even owned anywhere. It's like not even what a full percentage. 3 of his targets with 34 yards. But again, Tucker Kraft being out for the season. He's up there. Harold Fanning Jr. still available at 52%. Still had a solid week. Dalton Schultz I mentioned earlier, and some other guys like Theo Johnson and Mason Taylor, some options available as well out there. I think I picked up Mason Taylor or the Seahawks guy who did end up getting me a touchdown this weekend. Just playing, picking up whoever I needed to can get here is the tight ends. It's getting scarce in this league. I think I've seen Anthony start 2-3 tight ends in our guillotine league, and that's making it tough for me to even get one. So yeah, those are the waiver wire ads for the week. Some basically kind of ran through here, guys. Sorry that I didn't have somebody on here with me tonight. I usually like to kind of bounce off some of the takes here with the guys. But again, I wanted to repeat, common alumni, 23% owned. DeAndre Swift stays out. This guy's a very viable number two RB2 option. Colston Loveland having his breakout performances from his rookie. Literally the last guy didn't have basically his breakout. Everybody else has been, had some decent games already. Parker Washington with Travis Hunter and BTJ being injured. Definitely a guy you want to look at over there. Jacksonville. Luke Musgrave with Tucker Kraft going out. He's only 1% owned, less than 1% owned, so he's widely available. And lastly, Sam Darnold. Those are the top 5 to go after. Sam Darnold literally just had a 4-touchdown game. He can definitely be a streaming option or a fill-in for those guys, again, who lost Jaden Daniels this week. So let me know if you have any questions here before I close it out. Just kind of want to give you guys another chance here. I do want to kind of just, again, go over the last guys that we have available here and mention, we do get sponsored still by Trophy Smack. They're the best place to, get your trophies, belts, gear like that. And I'm trying to get that stuff over here. And we gave away a ring, 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we had, but these are very nice rings to put up for your Dynasty team. You can pay maybe extra $10 into your league and get yourself a belt like that, or a trophy, or like I said, a ring from Trophy Smack. Just go over there, use the code GetRight, and help support the channel. The good guys, TrophySmack.com. So check them out. But other than that, I want to say what's up to our other affiliates here. We have here Phil with the extra point, Phil Ruskin, and then we also got the Fantasy Football Tavern here with Kendall. So he may be down. Hopefully he'll be having a baby here pretty soon, any day now. So he may not be on the show for a little while. So it'd be sad to see him not available. But yeah, let me know if you guys got any comments on that. At this point, I wanted to close out by saying, appreciate you guys being here. Definitely join us again. I got to see if we're going to do a Wednesday show. Got to look who we're going over. But definitely take a look at, guys like Devin Singletary, as I mentioned here in the running back portion of the guys. I think that the top waiver wire ads are still Colin Monangai, Colston Loveland, Parker Washington, Luke Musgrave, and Sam Darnold. And other than that, on that note, peace out, guys. Thank you for being here with me. Not too much going on tonight. I guess people are a little tired of. So yeah, let's check it out here. Get the short coming out here shortly. Thanks out. Peace out.